Welcome back to an absolutely beautiful Thursday morning in Halmstad, Sweden for the IPF World Open Powerlifting Championships 2018. And we are kicking off today with the 72 kilo women, and one heck of a battle heating up. Joining me in the commentary box this morning, none other than Chrissy Champion Chamley, all the way from Tasmania. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Gary. How are you?
I am fantastic. How good has the action been this week?
Oh, absolutely wonderful and beautiful pictures here going across the internet, and I hope everyone's enjoying it. It's just a fantastic venue here, and the organisation's spot on.
And if you're watching this at home on Facebook, stop watching on Facebook, go to olympicchannel.com and watch all the action. For the first time in IPF history, we are broadcasting live on the Olympic Channel, and you can watch it in your living room in high definition, get all the action, and we will be taking you through every bit of action today, live in your living room.
How cool is that? Olympic Channel for IPF.
That is an absolute historic moment, and what better competition to do it at?
Yeah.
We're in the home of Alico.
Yeah.
You know, Alico have stood behind these competitions, the IPF, for so long. They say they raise the bar, and they really, really have raised the bar this week.
Look, they have, and they've welcomed us to their hometown. Their headquarters here in Sweden is this place here we're at, Halmstad, and I was fortunate enough to have a tour of the Alico factory and headquarters yesterday, and let me tell you, I just fell in love all over again. What a product.
Well, it's easy to fall in love with Alico products. We talk about them all the time. We say they're the best, but we actually use these products. We're not just saying it. We use them. We love them. They are absolutely fantastic, and we are 5 seconds away. Catherine back from Denmark to open up her campaign at 160 kilograms, and you thought that was a big lift. These lifts are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger today.
Yep, and Catherine's coming out. It's a relatively small flight here today for the ladies in the under 72 kilo class. Catherine opening our squats with 160.
And that small flight makes it a little bit tougher on these ladies as well. Yes. It's a really, really quick turnaround. There's enough in the flight so they don't get any extra rest at the end, but it's going to be very, very quick. So grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and don't go anywhere, because this is going to get hot.
Nice.
And now that's
opener.
Exactly what you want an opening squat to look
yep.
like. Nothing tough. Ooh, just getting pulled up on depth there.
Wow.
From where we're sitting, it looked pretty good, but
it did indeed. And
the referees,
both you and I are surprised, but that's the way it goes. They're sitting up. We're actually beneath, slightly lower than the stage, so they've got the prime position.
Yeah, so the referees are right in the action there.
Emma Johansson now from Sweden, and so we should expect that the crowd will go off in a minute.
190 kilograms on the bar, and you can already hear them starting to cheer. And as this day goes on, this crowd is going to get bigger and bigger. But Emma Johansson from Sweden, 190 kilograms.
Big opening squat for a woman weighing in at 66 kilos.
This is well within reach. She hit a 195 earlier this year at the European Championships.
So, looks like a well-chosen first attempt.
Yeah, all week we've been talking about how important attempt selections are. It doesn't matter how good your strength is, you've got to get one on the board.
I think she might have cut that a bit short, Gary.
From this angle, that did look pretty borderline, and it is. It's a little high.
Yeah, no, I sense a bit of nerves there. She had a very nervous first break of the knees there. She took off and then wasn't sure about it.
Yeah, look, she walked off. She doesn't look too concerned. I mean, that might be enough just to build her confidence up, knows that she can handle that weight and give her the confidence to sink it down. But right now, Catherine Silbersen from Germany, 220 kilograms. These are huge, huge numbers.
So interesting, a 30-kilo jump between the first opener and the second, and then another 30 kilos. So these are massive weights these ladies are putting on just their first attempt.
And remember, these are 72-kilo class, so these are huge numbers.
All these women have come in well underweight this morning. And I know at least a few of them I spoke this morning have eaten a full breakfast, so...
So no coaches have had to have heart attacks?
No. Here we go. The coach called her up from there, so she's done her job. Was it deep enough?
Let's see what the referees say. And it's
Yes.
2-1. It's on the board.
And of course, how could we doubt Dietmar Wolf, the arguably one of the best, one of the top two coaches
when you've got a
in the
man like
world.
that in the corner.
Yeah, he knew where depth was. He called her, and when you've got a coach like that as the athlete, you just listen to him, and when he says come up, you come up, and she did her job.
Right now, Antonina Moshenko from the Ukraine, 230 kilograms. These are getting huge. It'd be really interesting to see how far they go into their third lifts.
So Antonina's really one to watch here. We will talk about the battle that we're expecting to happen, but Antonina is the wild card, the dark horse here, who may just sneak up on the medals later to come.
And you can't count anyone out in this class, and in powerlifting, anything can happen. I mean, if Moshenko comes out and does her job.
Lovely, strong opener.
3 white lights and it's on the board.
And there's the technique to get her off the
the platform there.
Not bad, coach. Beautiful squat. Look at that. Chest comes up lovely. Knees lock. And she just leans it in.
Marta Elverum from Norway, 240 kilograms. And if you're listening at home and listening to Chrissy, she has a wealth of knowledge. This woman beside me lives and breathes powerlifting in the IPF.
Thank you, Gary. Look, all I know is Marte's been around for a long time, and she is an absolute battle horse. She wants to win. She's highly motivated. She's got a lot of reasons to do well here, and I tell you what, she is not going home before she gets what she wants here.
And this is well within reach. She did 242.5 earlier this year. She holds a raw lifting record as well in the squat at 163.
There it is.
Big smiles on the way back up.
That was a lovely squat.
But not deep enough there.
Let's have a look again.
Have a look at the replay there. And she just comes a little bit shy on that one side.
Yeah, and that may just trouble her a little bit. She is somewhat of an emotional lifter, I feel, and so she knows what she's got to do. She knows where the spot is. She's just got to back herself. But I did actually think when she was coming up, I thought, gee, that's a bit heavy.
Well, and here comes Ria Steen from Canada, 245 kilograms on the bar.
Ria is an amazing athlete, and if she wins here, she will set some kind of history, which I'll talk about later. Ria Steen, Canada.
To win a gold medal world championship at this event, you have to put everything on the line.
She's been a champion from the start to this point now. She's an amazing athlete.
Nearly every session we've had so far, you've had to pull a world record to win a gold medal. And I don't think today's going to be any different. That looks like a good squat.
It looked good to me.
And it is. It's 3 white lights and on the board. Right now, though, Kelsey McCarthy from the USA, 250. And these opening squats are giving us a really good indication of where the battle's going to fall. And if McCarthy and Stin put all their squats on the board, it will come all the way to the deadlift.
Now, can I talk to you about Kelsey? Kelsey comes from Quincy, Massachusetts, and she was part of the Northeastern Uni powerlifting program that brought 8 or so world champions to the stage over about 3 years. She's actually a physiotherapist, and she is a very intelligent lifter. She's incredibly strong.
Well,
just you watch this.
We'll set the scene. Drops into the hole beautifully to get the power out of those knee wraps. That should be good, and it is. It's on the board at 250.
So, Gary, you can see how Kelsey came up from that squat. This is her lift. Squat is her thing. I mean, she's a very good bench presser too. But she knows where she needs to be. She's incredibly strong standing up. And Kelsey has impressed us since we saw her arrive on the scene in Belarus at the University Cup that we had there in about 2016. And she was the second best female lifter, and that was the first time she'd been on the international stage. and
Wow.
it was only her second meet. I mean, it just
Absolutely
gives you
fantastic,
goosebumps.
isn't it?
She is an up-and-coming lifter. We're going to see her develop over years and years and years, I predict. So,
Well, Catherine Buck
back with
from
Catherine.
Denmark now, 160. She missed her opener, just didn't get deep enough. But she looked, as she came off after that lift, she didn't look concerned. Hopefully that first one's given her the confidence to know that she can handle the weight and get down there a bit lower.
And I certainly hope that Catherine here inspires other women around the world to get onto it and get into this weight class and have a go. Because look at this. There she goes. She's
That's
in.
better.
She's in.
That's
There we
a
are.
lot better. That'll build her confidence for a third lift. And it's on the board with 3 white lights.
Beautiful, strong squat. And as I say, I really anticipate that women worldwide will look at this and say, okay, these ladies are here. This is what we can aspire to. You can be on the World Powerlifting platform. Get into this weight class. It's not being dominated by 1 or 2 lifters. It's open now because we've got a situation where some of our women who've been powerlifting for many, many years are making room now, shall I say, for other lifters to come through.
The door's staying open for a new reign of champions.
Yep.
And Emma Johansson now from Sweden, 190 on the bar. Again, missing an opening lift, just not quite getting down low enough. We talk about it all the time, not giving the referees anything to think about. You've got to convince them.
That's right.
If you're going to go borderline and just cut it right on that borderline, sometimes they're going to catch you out.
Can I just say, from my point of view and perspective and observations, it's difficult to lift at home. It is difficult to lift in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, I mean, you've got, in one side, you've got an advantage of having that sort of home crowd advantage, no travelling. That looks short again.
It does too. I
We'll wait and see what the referees say, but she gets
she
2
got it.
in, so we only had one angle there, so we can see the left hand referee on the other side that we couldn't see pulled her up short.
Look, I think she made a better attempt at it. There's no doubt about that. But if we were coaching her, we would say, look, you really need to drop it.
Yeah, deeper and deeper.
Deeper than that.
Make sure you convince those referees. Catherine Silbersen from Germany, 225 kilograms, had a great opening lift.
Interesting, only a 5 kilo jump there. She looked really strong coming up, but the weight did look heavy on her back in the respect that you could see her body was really quite affected by the weight. You might see what I'm talking about when she walks this out. She has a slight bend forwards as well. See, that's quite heavy for her to hold. She's got the shakes.
Knees are tracking forward a little bit there.
Oh, come on now.
She's managed to correct that, and she gets the hips through.
But look at her at the top. I don't know that there's
not a
much
whole
left in
lot of
that
room
tank.
left to
And she
move.
says, oh my goodness, I got it.
Yeah,
but
look, she gets it on the board, and I think 225 is a good choice, and I wouldn't be surprised to only see her go a couple of kilos in the next one.
Yeah, if at all. I mean, if she wants to save her energy, I think that's about it for her for the squats today.
Antonina Mashenko from the Ukraine at 240. Now, this is a lady to watch. If she gets through and just does her job, just lie there waiting for a mistake, she is going to get a sniff for victory and go for it.
Exactly. She's in the medal hunt for sure, Antonina, and she looks well disciplined, as all the Ukrainian lifters are. So if she just does her job and follows what coach says, then I should imagine she'll be getting a medal.
240 on the bar. Let's see how she walks it out. It gives us a really good indication of how confident she is with the weight. This is so much weight for these ladies that only weigh in at under 72 kilos. So she weighed at 71.4. Depth looks pretty good. We'll see how we go. It was a bit tough on the way up.
It was tough. She lost her balance. She was all over the place on her feet, but she stuck it together. And
2 to 1, it's on the board.
Just have a look at her feet as she comes up. She starts to
Yeah, a little
flex
bit of
and roll
lateral
back.
movement there.
Never fun feeling, Gary.
Not with 240 kilos.
Well, I wouldn't know what that feels like.
Martha Elverum, Norway, 240 as well. So she missed this on her opener.
Okay.
It's
So
well under a personal best.
it wouldn't be Worlds if there wasn't some drama.
That's what makes it Worlds. And you've got to remember at World Championships, I mean, everyone's come here to be a world champion. Everyone's come here with their own goals, win gold medals in different disciplines. So they're really pushing the envelope.
Marte's got to get ahead in this.
She's going to sit back into it. She sat back a lot better on that one.
There it is.
That looks
There
better. Can she drive it through?
Come on now.
Stand that chest up, and she does.
Look, that took a lot out of her, Gary. That was a heavy squat.
She gets it on the board, but it's certainly drained her a little bit.
255.5 kgs.
So now Rhea Stin's going to hit the platform at 255.5.
Beautiful depth, but she really had to
So
work.
this is a World Open record. 255.5. The current open record is 255.
Look, I think
She wants 255.5.
Yeah, I think this is where it starts now because Rhea Stin has gone away and gotten very strong, and certainly Kelsey McCarthy is the one that everyone's watching.
Rhea Stin's put in 255.5 for a World Open record, and Kelsey McCarthy has turned around and said, well, you know what, if you're going to put 255, I'm putting 260.5. But here comes Rhea Stin. She's got to put it on the board at 255.5. We said if you want a gold medal here, you're going to have to pull a world record, and it's already started. 255.5 World Open record. This is a huge, huge weight.
Exactly, and Rhea is the bench phenomena in this class. So for her to come out with a world record now on the squat, she really shows she's starting to dominate this body weight, and she's up there with all three lifts.
That looks
good.
Just didn't
Too
get
much
that
time
bounce
at the
out of the bottom. She hung around a little bit too long.
I thought the weight pushed her down hard.
Yeah, look,
and,
she'll know exactly what she did wrong there. She's going to fix this on the next attempt. But right now, we have another world record attempt. Kelsey McCarthy, 260.5. And Kelsey knows that Stin has a great bench, so she's come out here to put as much on the board as she can in the squats to put her in a better position going into the bench.
She'll be incredibly quick coming up here, I predict, because we have seen the training videos of her squatting 275, and that was some time ago now.
260.5. She's got Big Mike in a corner. He already looks confident.
Yeah, look,
I've never seen a coach smiling so much for a world record attempt.
Yeah, look, Mike's a fantastic coach, and he knew what he was looking at the first time he saw her.
She needs to get a good bounce in the bottom. And she does. She gets that speed off the knee wraps there. Let's see if it was deep enough.
Enormous control she has.
And it was. It's a world record, 260.5 kilograms, and it's on the board, and she has set a benchmark here.
Yeah, look, just watch what's going to go on there for the third attempt, because we haven't even seen her troubled at all.
That didn't even look. I mean, there wasn't really any nerves or rattle of confidence in that lift.
Kelsey is in the luxurious position of not having to push herself too far outside of what she's practiced in the gym and put up very confident squats here.
Yeah, look, and you can see, usually when a coach goes out and their athlete's trying to break a record, they're sweating bullets.
Yep.
Mikey was smiling and laughing. And
you know, he said, oh, her bandana's come off. Look at that.
We've had a fashion failure. But right now, Catherine Buck, who opened at 160, missed it, did a beautiful job on a second attempt, got right down into it, and now looking at 170.
Yep.
And I really think she can get this one. She's got the confidence
so do
up now.
I do too. She's plenty strong enough, and the plan probably would have been the second lift, and she may have even gone 180 for the third. So this is just her catching up now with her own plan, and
so all your good coaches come in with a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and then probably all the way through the alphabet. That looks so much better.
Gets
That
her
was
chest up,
very
lovely.
nice work. She got down nice and deep, got the power
Yeah.
out of the bottom.
Yeah, and she'll probably be kicking herself that she didn't have a crack at something a bit heavier
Yeah,
now.
and the World
Anyway,
Championships, it's so different competing on that stage. You might have lifted that weight 1,000 times before at local competition, even nationals. You step onto that world stage,
it's a different story.
it's a different story altogether. Emma Johansson from Sweden, 197.5 kilograms. I cannot believe how much weight is going on these bars.
Yeah, and it's interesting about numbers with powerlifters. Sometimes we get a bit spooked by the whole number, like the 200. We'll just go just under, and then we'll just go
They are
just
those
over.
magic numbers. So 197.5. This is the personal best for Emma.
Yeah. And
Yeah, look, she got a little rattled on the first one. She was a little nervous up on the world stage, but she rectified that very, very well on a second.
just get your head around the numbers. She weighed in at just under 66 and a
Yeah,
half
so she
kilos.
is the lightest lifter in the flight. Sorry, second lightest. Back is 66.2. I mean, at that weight, you're almost cutting into the 63s.
Exactly.
They have got everything they can out of those knee wraps.
Oh,
That
no
might be
way.
a bit short. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think the
little bit
nerves got her
short.
there, and she just didn't want to go any deeper.
And you can see how tight they've got those knee wraps on there on as well. It might have been a little too tight for 197.5 and not being able to push through.
Yeah, I get the feeling she just, the body refused to go down. That'll do with that weight on.
Catherine Zilbersen from Germany, a whopping 230 kilograms.
Yeah,
And
Catherine.
we said the 225 looked tough, so they've only gone another 5, which is a very, very smart move. Better off getting that 5 kilos on the board than missing 10.
Yeah. I guess sometimes I just wonder about putting, having a third attempt. I've known a couple of lifters at Worlds who will decide not to do their third
Yeah,
attempt.
look, it's quite often, particularly if you've got a very strong bench or a very strong deadlift,
Save the
you'll
energy.
miss a lift, leave a lift out to save some energy where you know you can make it up.
And that's
It's a very tough walkout, that one. You can really see.
oh. She don't want to go
But
down any further.
boy, she's got it back up there. That actually came up quicker than her second.
It'll be a decision as
And
there
it's
she
on.
goes.
Wow, that looked
It looked
better than a
better than the second one.
225. Yeah, but we talk about it all the time that you're better off going that small jump, only 5 kilos, add 5 kilos to your total. She could have thrown another 10 kilos on there, missed it, and she's all the way back then to 225. But right now, Martha Elverum from Norway, 247 and a half. And Kelsey McCarthy has put in a massive 265.5 to absolutely destroy that world record.
What we do know is Marte is deadly strong in the deadlift. And the ladies around her have to get the jump on her in the squat because she will obliterate in the deadlift.
And that is what they're doing. 247.5 on the bar.
So she's staying in contention with the squat because she knows she's got her best lifts to come.
Well, her nominated opening lift is 227.5 on the deadlift, and she handles that one like a true champion. What do the referees say? Not deep enough.
The look on Marte's face there was hard work at the office there for no result. And she'll put that out of her mind now because she is looking forward to
She's
the
just going
deadlift.
to come out on the bench press,
And
do her job,
bench
and
press,
then wait
yeah.
for the deadlift.
That's
Right
right.
now, Antonina Mashenko from the Ukraine, 250 kilograms.
10 kilo jump here, Marchenko. I think she's really good for it. And this is a fantastic experience for her. I think we're going to see more and more of her at these big events. And of course, all our equipped lifters are working now towards World Games. The next World Games in 2021 in Birmingham, USA.
That is going to be fantastic, and it's going to be huge. 250. She doesn't look super confident in her walk out there. Gets a bit
that left
shaky.
knee. Oh my
She
goodness.
stands it back up. Boy, there was some movement
Oh,
there.
that was.
Sorry.
And not quite deep enough. Let's have a look at the replay.
That's bravery.
All over the place.
She is incredibly courageous because that was frightening, and she only just missed getting that lift. I think that I actually got goosebumps watching that. That is a extremely, wonderfully coachable lifter there, and she's just going to go places.
Right now, Rhea Stinn from Canada, 257.5 on the bar.
Rhea really needs to try and hang in there with Kelsey, so she's gone up a fraction from.
Just trying to add a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a big call, though.
It's for the total. She's trying to get as many kilos on there as she can.
Yeah, look, it's a big call. If she misses this, she drops all the way back to 245.
Yeah, it's a gamble, but that's strategy. Yep, come on.
That's better.
I reckon she's got it.
She gets up to the top.
Oh, Lord.
That took everything she had, but she gets the 2 white lights and it's on the board.
It was a gamble. She rolled the dice.
Now,
and it
here's
paid
where
off.
it gets interesting, though, too. So that's a 257.5. At the moment, the world record was just set by McCarthy at 260.5, and now she's doing 265.5. But if McCarthy is to misses benches or deadlifts and bombs out, then that stands at the world record.
Yes. So, well explained, Gary. It's
But 265.5, she just destroyed the world record that was 255. She destroyed it at 260.5, and now she wants to put her mark on the map as the best 72-kilo squatter in the world.
the crowd is absolutely deafening here.
We love world records. 265.5.
Well within her.
Mikey looks a bit more serious on this one. Gets in that bounce so well and handles that like a champion. She hits that bounce
Yeah,
perfectly
it's fantastic.
every time, and it's on the board. 265.5.
I would love to see her challenged in the squat.
Wow, talk about
was fantastic.
destroying a world record.
She obliterated
Well,
that.
we've been saying all week, if you want to win a gold medal here, you've got to pull a world record to do it. We've just seen multiple world record attempts and a destroyed world record. Don't go too far away. In 20 minutes, we're going to be back to watch the bench press unfold, and it is going to be on fire. Welcome back to the IPF World Open Powerlifting Championships 2018 in Halmstad, Sweden. And we've been saying all week, every one of these sessions, if you want to win, you're going to have to pull a world record. We've already seen 3 world record attempts in the first squat session. And guess what? It's going to heat up again because I'm pretty sure Ria Stin is going to have a crack at the bench world record. She originally had 180.5 as an opening lift. She's dropped it to 175, which I think is a really smart move. And I dare say she'll have a crack at that in her second. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it's in the bag because she lifted a 179 in the Arnold Sports Festival this year. She lifted a 180 at the Canadian Championships this year. So 180.5 is right around the corner.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely, Gary. And I think maybe that opener that was put on there might have just been a little bit of a have a look at this, ladies, a little moment, which is fine. That's all part of powerlifting. Powerlifting's a very mental sport.
Yeah, look, we'll often see opening lifts get put in, see them change, and it really sometimes it is a bit of a placeholder, bit of a psych, a bit of a move to say to the other competitors, well, look what I'm going to lift today, and it's a bit of almost like a preview of this is what I'm going to do, but you know what, I won't do it yet.
Yeah, exactly, and it. At this level, and even at nationals and local comps, and even when you're training, your mindset, where your mind is about your competitors or yourself even, is critical to how you feel about your lift, your confidence. And when a lifter feels relaxed and confident, then they tend to lift more naturally, the way their form ought to be, their technique ought to be.
Well, we are kicking it off now with Catherine Buck from Denmark, 87.5 kilograms. And if you look at these predicted totals, I mean, these ladies are so close in those top 2 and top 3 that you want to put in a bit of a placeholder, a bit of a number to try and get the other one to make a bit of a mistake and up their game a little bit. 87.5 on the bar.
Great setup. Pulls it down beautifully. Great touch.
Yeah, look, that shirt was just right there.
It's
she didn't
perfect.
have to work too hard to get it to her chest.
Yep.
It got enough power off the chest.
Absolutely perfect bench, that one. And really love to see such perfect technique, a balance between the, tension in the body, but also just that brute power coming through when it's off the chest and it's time to lock it out.
And Emma Johansson from Sweden, 125 kilograms.
So big jump up, as perfect as that was, it is on the low end for this group. And
look, some people, some are athletes, they're great squatters or great benchers or great deadlift. You rarely see an athlete that is at the very top in all 3 lifts. And we always talk about powerlifting being such a long game sport. So her bench numbers, squat numbers and deadlift numbers are just going to keep going up and up in years to come.
Just watching her set up there, how she squeezes the bench with her legs.
Really having to work through that shirt.
Is so tight. Oh, she kept control of it.
She got the power off the chest. That shirt, she really had to use a lot of energy to get it down to the chest.
Yeah.
And it's 3 red lights. It's a no lift. Let's have a look at the replay here. We've got 2 yellows and a blue. So we've got some movement of the buttocks off the bench, I would say.
Yeah, so we cut. Oh, yeah, there was a bit of lifting there as well.
And it looks like the right-hand side might have dipped as well. But our next lifter, Catherine Silbersen from Germany, 135 kilograms.
So Catherine should be fairly confident with this one. And she's got her shirt pulled right down there. So this ought to be
so look, she's
somewhat
lifting,
of a...
She's lifting 135. She did 145 at
Yep.
the European Championships this year. So I can't imagine 135 being too much of a problem. It's a good touch. A little bit slow off the chest there.
Was.
The angle here is a bit hard to tell. But she gets the 3 white lights. And if we get a side angle on the replay, you'll see how she moves the bar back, which is what you really, really want to do. You don't want to push it straight up. And there it goes backwards, but the shirt just took control a little bit, but she regained.
Yeah, I just wonder if she touched a fraction higher than perhaps she usually does, because it didn't spring quite off the chest as much as she might have been expecting, and she had to actually work for it.
Martha Elverum from Norway, 137.5.
So we're getting up there.
Really getting those shoulders tucked under on the bench there. Wants to get them as far under as she can, get that chest up as high as she can. And that's where you want it to touch.
Lovely touch.
Having to work for her. She didn't really get the speed off the chest. But it's on the board. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's just got to get the lights.
Marte has got slippers on there. They're not just socks. I'm just having a good look at that, because that was an IPF rule.
She has the white slippers on.
That we had some debate about at the Congress.
And right now, Kelsey McCarthy just broke the world record squat twice, and now looking at 170 on the bench. And to give you an idea, the world open record is 180 kilograms. The world junior record, 172.5.
So Kelsey will have plenty of energy, and
yeah, she had plenty
good.
left in the tank on that squat. We both said there was more in the tank there, and that was a smart move. She saved some energy. She knows she's going to have a fight on her hands at the end of this deadlift session today. So she's hung onto a bit of energy.
She pulls those elbows in.
Good speed off the chest. But wow, she had to work to the lockout. Let's see what the referees say. It's 2-1. It's a good lift. It's a good lift, but I don't think she'll be overly happy with that lift. She really got a bit out of sorts on the way down. Got good speed off the chest, but just didn't follow it through.
She actually did really well to lock that out. It was quite
it was all muscle in that one. Antonina Mashenko from the Ukraine, 170 kilograms. These are big, big bench presses.
So these last 3 women really close in their bench pressing at this point.
Yeah, look, and this is why it's so important, and why it was so important to get all 3 squats on the board. You don't make up much ground in the bench press.
Yeah. Even though we expect Rhea Stinn, the Canadian, to take it away, it's tight at the top here in the bench press. Oh, she had to muscle that out.
Really struggling to get past the lock there.
Yeah, and we'll just see if
She
there
had
was
plenty of speed, but yeah, a little bit of downward movement on the bar there.
Yeah, I just wondered if she'd had to do something unusual to get that.
Yeah, and this couple of
I
kilos
reckon
here.
she would have lifted off the buttocks off the bench. Yeah, that clear came off.
So Rhea Stinn now from Canada, 175. And we're all sort of waiting to see what she puts in for a second. If this is a good, clean, fast lift, I predict she'll go for the record on a second attempt. But it's got to be quick and it's got to be clean.
So this is Rhea's lift, bench press, and she absolutely loves this one. She's made a lot of gains this year. She's come here very strong. She's very determined. She's got a chance now to get right up there with Anna and Priscilla not lifting this year. She gets a red hot chance to take this world championship.
Smooth control on the way down. You can hear her coach counting her down. That was very smooth. Probably one of the best ones we've seen so far.
Yeah,
3
fantastic
white
bench.
lights on the board. Watch
So
closely. I think she'll put in 180.5 for a second.
you can see the difference with Ria's benching from the other women we've just seen. By
And-
contrast, she has incredible control, a lot more confident in the press up. She didn't have to do anything unusual in her body
Yeah, look,
to
and
get
when we're
that.
talking to athletes about, when we're talking to athletes and teaching them about that equipped bench press, you know, we get that quick power off the chest. The shirt gives a little bit of assist, giving the quick power, but then you have to chase it through. You have to really keep that momentum, that speed up. If the shirt gets away from you, if it comes off your chest too fast and you're not with it, then you're not going to have the muscle to get it past that lock and get those triceps engaged. You have to use the momentum. And right now we have Catherine Bach from Denmark at 92.5.
So Catherine's coach was urging the crowd to give her some energy.
Smooth descent, speed off the chest.
Oh, that was a great lift.
And that was absolutely spot on, and you could see she really chased that momentum through and didn't let it get away from her.
Yep, it's getting better and better. And you often do see that with the bench press and the other lifts, but sometimes the second and third lifts can look better because you need that weight to make the timing and everything more smooth in the lift.
Yeah, I mean, you'll often see guys, they might miss their first attempt and you'll see them put more weight on. It actually makes it easier for them to pull down through the shirt. Right now, Emma Johansson from Sweden, 125.
So she needs this. No lifter likes to miss 2 in a row. That's too much pressure.
Yeah, really important to put this one on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you miss your first 2 lifts, there is so much pressure on that third lift. It's a do or die situation. And you'll see her take the big, deep breath.
That's nice. It was a nice start.
That shirt's a little
Ooh.
too tight there, I think. Gets the power off though, and she handles it.
So it just depends on that side view, which we can't see. There
And
we
it's
go.
3 white lights, it's on the board. Really had to work it down through that shirt though.
And she's very pleased with that.
Catherine Silverson from Germany, 140 kilograms.
Catherine putting 5 on there. It was a uncomfortable opener.
It wasn't.
in some
It wasn't
ways.
the most comfortable. And yeah, we traditionally don't see huge jumps in the bench press. And we say that we talk about that all the time, that you don't make up a lot of ground in the bench press. So if you miss 2 squats, it's really hard to make that back up, and you put yourself in a tough position. Now we talked about what Ria Stim was going to do next. She's only put in a 181.
Oh,
So she's going 181 for the world record.
interesting.
She's left
So
off the
she's feeling-
0.5.
She's feeling pretty strong though. So Catherine, let's see what she does with this. It's all about the start of that looked really good.
A lot smoother on the
It's
descent.
a lot smoother already.
Gets that J
She
motion.
just get the elbows under, and she does.
That looks better. She got a nice J motion on the bar path
Yes.
there.
That was a delightful lift, and you could tell right from the start as she
Even her coach is smiling as she came
through.
up on that one.
Yeah, Teepma, as she started the descent, she got away smoothly, and it just kept travelling, and that's such a good feeling. The shirt's in the right position.
And here comes Marte Elverum from Norway, 142.5. Just taking her time there.
5 kilos.
She gets that chest up so high.
Yep. Fantastic stable position she's in there. Oh, she
Just
can't
didn't get the
under
power
it.
off the chest.
Yeah.
Now this is where equipped lifting gets really interesting. You'll see that happen. They'll go out the back now. They'll twist the sleeves around. They'll make some adjustments to the shirt, and she'll come out on the next one. And quite often you'll see them come out in the next attempt and absolutely smoke it.
I think if she drove that back a bit more, it seems to me that it was too low on the body. She'd really need to have driven it back or touched a little higher to get those elbows under. She just had no chance of getting her elbows underneath it.
Antonina Mashenko from the Ukraine, 170. She missed this on her opener.
Yes, she attempted to muscle it up on the opener, but lifted everything and moved everything that she cannot.
And 170 shouldn't be a tough lift. I mean, she hit 180 at the European Championship, so this shouldn't be a tough lift. I dare say they've gone out the back, made a few adjustments, and you can see across the top of the front of that shirt just how tight they are.
Yeah, I was just looking because it struck me as very tight for that weight for her. So let's see how it breaks here. That comes down much better.
That's a lot better descent.
There it is. Oh, come on now. There we go.
Gets it back to the top. Did she double dip there, though? But she gets 2-1. The head referee has seen a little bit of a dull movement on the bar, but the side referee said it's a good lift, and that's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it, but look, that just keeps going up. But from the front, it might have looked different.
So it's a good lift. Now, Kelsey McCarthy from the USA, 175. Now, if you look at the predicted totals, there's only a couple of kilos in it. So Kelsey really has to put this on the board. She needs to do her job and get 3 lifts on the board just to keep it close. If one of these girls makes a mistake, it is going to cost them.
So that shirt's come right down for this.
Yeah, you can see how they pull the chest panel down. They twist the sleeves. There is the great thing about the bench is there are so many little adjustments you can make.
Absolutely, make a big difference.
To get that extra.
Yep.
But it's one fine balance as well.
Oh,
you can see there it's
difficult.
Really struggling to get it down. But she gets the power. And she's muscling it through.
I can't believe she's locked that left elbow.
Let's see.
It was all sorts of messy right from word go.
And 2 red lights. It was all over the shop. I think Big Mike's going to go and have a chat to the jury. He's thinking about it.
He looks at him.
And it looks like the head coach has gone over. But right now, we have a world record attempt at 181 kilograms for Rhea Stin from Canada.
World record. And this is what she came here for.
Now she had 181.5 listed as her opener. Changed that to 175, which I still think is a very, very smart move. And now 181. And having McCarthy just missed that bench, this
is a mental
can make
lift.
The difference.
It could. This is going to give her all sorts of charge ahead feelings. She feels like now she's got a sneaky opening.
Suddenly this changes the game.
It does. And Rhea, the tide just turned. Rhea just got up on top. And if she sticks this, she's going to walk off and be in a very confident position for the World Championship.
Clean descent.
Oh!
Smooth off the chest, but not as fast as she wanted.
It looks
but it
great.
Still looks good. And it is. It's a world record at 181 kilograms.
So, to use my expression, she's stoked. She just capitalised on that little quiver.
She's stoked. That is so Australian.
Sorry. And I think that may be a bit of a game changer.
Well, look, that completely changes the predicted subtotals now. All of a sudden, McCarthy was sitting that couple of kilos.
That could be a historic moment.
Now, McCarthy's got to retake that 175, so she's not going to get to add more kilos here.
And I'm actually got a clear sight vision of Kelsey from where I'm sitting. And she looks a little troubled, I have to say.
Well, Catherine Buck from Denmark at 95 kilograms on the bar. She has had 2 absolutely wonderful bench presses.
And remember, she's our lightest lifter in this class, 66 kilo to 66.2.
That's almost a 63 kilo lifter a week before comp.
Oh, it's a nice lift if she can just
She
get
gets
those
it off
elbows.
the chest. Can she
The
lock it
left
out?
one's
No,
not
it's
going to have
dipping
any of it.
down.
Oh,
And she's disappointed. She's used a lot of energy
She
on that
did.
though too.
that was a great fight.
But she's leaving happy on that one.
She is, and she knows it, that she fought for it, and that's great experience to do that on the platform. At that left elbow just lagged behind a little. She got up, down on each side, and
Yeah, it was a bit of a seesaw there.
She had it was worth the crack, but
Emma Johansson from Sweden, 132.5. And if you're watching at home on Facebook, watch it on the Olympic channel for the first time in IPF history, broadcasting all around the world on the Olympic channel, olympicchannel.com. Get all the action live in your lounge room, and of course you get to listen to our beautiful voices as well. And as Australians like to say, you'll be stoked with that.
Emma's got the advantage of the home crowd here, really cheering her on for 132.5 for her final bench press, and that is quite the jump for the third.
Yeah, she's
bench
on
press.
125 missed her open, and it looks like 132.5 might have been her planned third attempt anyway.
She's trying to make up ground here, drags it down beautifully, hits the
And just
gets
flattened
stapled
out,
to the bench.
lost all. I have not heard that one before. Gets stapled to the bench.
Have you not? That's a Chrissyism. Get stapled. Watch this.
We imported that one all the way from Tasmania.
Okay, we watch it here.
And you can just see she loses all the tightness.
Yeah,
The breath
yeah,
goes.
it's gone. And that's why you need spotters and safety racks, people.
And these guys have been doing such an amazing job.
Haven't they?
Martha Elverum from Norway, 142.5. Missed it
Martha-
on her second.
She really needs this to stay psychologically strong as well.
Now, we talked about this after her second lift. She missed it on her second. We said there's so many little adjustments you can make in the shirt. Not quite often you'll see them miss it completely and smoke it on the next one. Well, let's see if this is the case.
So
It needs to put this one in the board. One, to stay in touch, and two, to really hold on to that bronze position.
I'm really watching where this is going to touch, because Marte's got to get her elbows underneath it. She's
And again,
in trouble.
just can't get the power off the chest there.
No,
Not getting the speed. And that's a costly lift there.
it was.
You know, she's sitting on predicted totals in third position, but, you know, there's so much pressure coming behind her as well.
I watch her walking off, and I can almost see her calculating what she's going to have to do on the deadlift now.
Yeah, and now they're starting to think about it.
Yeah.
And right now, Catherine Zilbersen from Germany, 145 kilograms. And Ria Stinn has put in a massive 186
Oh, she did?
for
Oh,
her
wow.
third lift.
That is fantastic. What a great number. It's clear 5 kilo, but makes it hard for competitors to...
But you've got to get it on the board. Right now, Catherine Zilbersen from Germany for a personal best of 145.
I reckon this would make Catherine's day.
They haven't been the prettiest of lifts,
No,
but they've got the lights, and that's
better.
all that counts.
This one's really good.
Good
so
touch.
far, so
That's
good.
good off the chest.
Oh, I like it.
Much,
What
much
do the
better
refs say?
lift. And
Super.
3 white lights. Oh, I think I just saw Dietmar do a little
he
bit of a fist pump
actually
there.
smiled.
A little
That
bit of a
was
fist
a
pump.
beautiful bench press. It was beautiful from the start. The touch was exceptional. She got right underneath it. She was patient with it. She just took her time, got those elbows through, and
Now-
there was no way.
Right now, Kelsey McCarthy 175, and things are getting interesting because Mashenko has put in a 181.5 for her third.
Laying down a bit of a statement there.
Shenku, next lifter.
It is
So-
all happening here. 175 for Kelsey McCarthy.
So this is about the mind of a champion. What does a champion do?
Well, this lift
In this
here
predicament.
is super important.
So this was all about a psychological recovery as much as anything. Let's see
So
what Kelsey
if
can
she
do with it.
Misses this lift, she doesn't add anything to her predicted total.
Oh,
So
dear.
we're really struggling to get it to the chest. Gets it off though.
Oh,
but
that
just
right wrist
can't
is
get
gonna-
the
it's-
lock. Can she get there? She gets it to the top. Did she lock it?
She may well have.
Let's see what the referee
Let's wait and see. No, 2 red lights, a bit of downward movement. You can see the USA coach coming over to the jury box again. Like he looks a bit confused, but we'll wait and see what happens. And we have a world record attempt at 181.5. Now, Rhea Stinn broke the world record at 181.
Just going back to that previous lift, I think it's the buttocks come off.
Well,
just
let's
from
wait
the
and
replay,
see.
but the referees, there's
The
five
jury's having
juries,
talk about it.
five jury members now working on that. But in the meantime,
This is a world record attempt for Mashenko from the Ukraine. Rhea Stinn set the record at 181. This goes 181.5 to give her the world record. If Rhea Stinn misses the 186, Mashenko takes the world record back to the Ukraine.
Sensational.
It
I
is
just can't
toe
believe this.
to toe here today.
This is perfect strategy.
181.5. Now she missed a 170 over, but handled the second attempt very, very well.
Didn't she?
But this is a big jump, 10.5 kilograms.
Mashenko's putting pressure on Stinn. It's perfect so far.
Oh, she struggled on the left
She's got
side.
it. Oh, she's
and
losing
she
it.
just can't
She's
hold it
lost
at the
it.
top. And just couldn't quite get there. She's extremely disappointed with that.
And
she
the
won't
coach-
add to her total.
Coach just can't believe his eyes.
All right, now we've got Rhea Stinn now for another world record attempt at 186 kilograms. She just set the world record at 181. Now looking at 186.
But look, everything's going Rhea's way this lift, because she just had a moment where Mashenko put some pressure on her, but Mashenko missed it. So now Rhea again gets the smooth pathway psychologically to just do her thing without the pressure.
This will be a world record and her best lift ever. 186. 410 pound for those of you listening to the US.
I would love to see Rhea get this, because it really shows that the bench press can be important in the total.
Well, if she puts this one on the board, it puts her 8 kilos in front on predicted totals.
Nice touch. Oh, she's working.
I think she's got this.
I would say so. I see nothing wrong.
Well, let's have a look what the referee's saying. It is. It's on the board. And boy, does that change things now. She is now 8 kilos in front on the predicted subtotal. That is going to be really hard, because both these girls opening their deadlift on exactly the same number. And those 2 missed lifts from Kelsey McCarthy have cost her so much in the end.
It certainly has, and I wonder if they're rethinking that squat strategy they
Wow.
had.
Well, I'll tell you, don't go too far away. You've only got 20 minutes, so if you need a snack or a drink, you better run. Strap yourself in, because the deadlift's about to come off, and do we see another world record? We'll be right back here in Hampstead, Sweden, to watch it all unfold. Welcome back to Halmstad, Sweden for the IPF World Open Powerlifting Championships here in 2018 at the home of Eleiko, who raised the bar, and they've certainly done that this week. Of course, a big shout out to all our sponsors, Eleiko, who have been absolutely fantastic, and it's so great to be in the home of the best strength equipment in the world. Uplift, who came on board as a major sponsor in Calgary this year, a fantastic online coaching platform with only the best coaches. They have to go through a selection process to be able to be coaches listed on Uplift. And SBD, squat, bench, dead, makers of the finest powerlifting equipment on the planet. And back in the commentary box with me to take you through all the action here in the deadlift is none other than Chrissy Champion Chamley.
Yay.
Welcome from Tasmania.
Thank you, Gary. And big shout out to all our listeners all around the world. Tuning in hopefully on the Olympic Channel .com, where you'll get high resolution, very good quality images coming through. So if you're not through there, get on there to olympicchannel.com.
That's correct.
Fantastic.
And those fantastic images you're seeing are brought to you and put together by none other than Viva TV,
Yes.
who are doing an absolutely amazing job here, and you can see them racing around between cameras, doing all the mixing and making themselves look very busy. Of course, everyone knows at home that here in the commentary box is where the hard work is.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, and I'm delighted to be here. As you say, this is the actual headquarters of Eleiko in the world, and I was fortunate enough to do a tour with them yesterday through the facility, and believe me, the quality control with Eleiko equipment is really outstanding. I'd love to talk to you about it one day, but here
Right
we go.
now, Emma Johansson from Sweden, 140 kilograms, and this deadlift session is going to get hot because we have seen all sorts of changes. McCarthy having a rough time of it on her bench and has allowed Stin to open that gap up to 8 kilos. But it's going to come down to the deadlift, and McCarthy has actually changed her opening deadlift from 195 to 205 to try and bring that gap down a bit, and she does have a big lift. But right now, Emma Johnson, 140 kilograms, and makes it look easy.
Yep, very powerful opener there for Emma Johansson, 140. But look at the range of, oh, no lift.
It's a no lift. Not quite sure. We can't really see from this angle, but may have been that she just didn't lock those hips through forward.
The Swedish coach.
The Swedish coaches has the same look on his face as you have.
And
he's having a bit of a chat.
I can tell you the jury members are look as baffled as everybody.
They're having a bit of a chat as well. But right now, Antonina Moshenko from the Ukraine, 170 kilograms.
So the Swedish coach continues to seek clarification from the jury while the lifting goes on.
We will keep you up to date with that.
He's walking away bewildered still. In the meantime,
That
Antonina
should be a good lift, and it is a good lift for 170 kilograms. And our next lifter off the ranks, Catherine Silbersen from Germany, 180 kilograms.
So Catherine, 180, she's asserting herself here.
Now, this is going to
Big
get
opener.
very, very interesting. The world record is currently 249 kilograms, held by Elverum, who has changed her opening lift to 235.
You can see that belt positioned very high on her torso for Catherine.
Yeah, you'll see the belt positions change in the deadlift, allowing them to get down. Sometimes the belt gets in the road a little bit.
Oh, very strong opener.
And I still love
Beautiful.
watching the conventional lift.
I love to see it
We
myself.
just don't see it much anymore.
I am partial to it myself, and that was a delightful, powerful lift all the way back.
Ria Stin with 195, and this is where it gets interesting because before McCarthy changed her opening lift to 205, Ria Stin was sitting 3 kilos ahead on predicted subtotals. McCarthy's changed her opening lift to 205, which puts her 2 kilos ahead on predicted subtotals. So these girls are going to go toe-to-toe,
Yeah.
and it's going to come right down to that last deadlift, each one trying to push the other one into making a mistake.
Yeah, this jostling's fantastic and just unbelievable how much Ria Stin was able to drag back that margin
It
in the
certainly
bench
turns it
press.
around.
And she looks in good shape now for this deadlift, 195.
We always say it just takes one error. Handles 195, no problems whatsoever.
Yes, that's
Yep.
a good lift.
And
Kelsey McCarthy now with 205.
Kelsey McCarthy, USA.
so, as you say, Kelsey's got to put that bench press behind her now and try and do her job with the deadlift.
And 205 is well within grasp. She's got a best lift of 220
Yeah.
that she did this year. So 205 is really quite within range. Look, we've got Big Mike in the corner. He's not going to put 205 on the board if he thinks it's a risk.
Yeah, I think there's virtually no risk here with this, but
You know, if
It'll-
everything goes well, this should be absolutely fine.
and there.
But anything can happen in powerlifting. She's got to put it on the board. And it looks
And
good.
it was easy.
It should be 3 whites. And it is. It's on the board. And that's a game changer right there.
So I'm really excited to see what they're going to put on next.
Now, Catherine Buck from Denmark has got a monster deadlift.
She
If you look
has.
at her squats and her bench, her deadlift is outstanding,
So-
207.5.
This is where Catherine makes up so much ground.
And
As you
this-
said, she's relatively weak in the squat and bench, but she's a very powerful deadlifter.
And this is well under her best lift.
Right.
She's got a best lift of 225.
And certainly just looking at her there, front on, she certainly has the physique of a good deadlifter if she can get
Long
down to
lever
that.
arms.
Just get a hold of that bar. Look at that double overhand grip.
And makes
My
207 and a half.
goodness.
Look like a hot night through butter.
Yes, that's a good lift. 221.
I think
You're right.
she felt a little uncomfortable in the tummy there.
Yeah, just the belt digging in a little bit. And
Yeah.
all that intra-abdominal pressure sometimes.
Yep.
Right now, Martha Elverum, 239 kilograms. She's got a best lift of 250. Are we going to see another world record attempt?
Yeah. So this is now her lift.
If she is on fire with this lift, she hasn't had the best day so far,
It's Marte's time now.
but this lift pulls her back up into a position if someone makes a mistake. And she gets it to the top, probably a little bit slower than what she really wanted.
It was a little slower, and the knees locked out asymmetrically, I think. That left
it
one went
certainly,
before the
certainly
the
wasn't
right.
in time.
Interesting lift, but very, very competent.
Well, right now, Emma Johansson, 140 kilograms. Now, she missed on her first lift. She got a couple of red lights. Not entirely sure why. They went to the jury. The jury didn't overturn, so clearly
That's right.
there was something that we couldn't see.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a long discussion, but the result stood. And so
And that is precisely why we have 3 referees and a jury panel.
a jury of 5 top referees. And I got a feeling she might just have had to pull it back a bit more.
Yeah, she didn't really look like her shoulders were
Yeah.
back and her
Yeah.
hips went really forward.
And I think that'll be more apparent when we see how she finishes and executes this lift as to whether she pulls it right back. Maybe those side refs were not satisfied that she
You know,
fully knocked
we
that
always
out.
talk to athletes about being convincing. Don't give the referees anything to think about.
So let's see what is different here with this lift. All of that,
And it
she
is,
pulls
and she
herself
really,
right back.
really pulled back into that one. And that
Yeah.
should be 3 white lights, and it is.
Yeah.
That's a good lift.
And that proves to me what the issue was they were not convinced that she was fully locked out because she pulls all the way through, the shoulders are fully locked out there. I mean, it still looked like a good lift, that first one to us, but that's what the referees are expecting. That's the interpretation
That's
of the
it.
rules.
Antonina Moshenko from the Ukraine, 182.5 kilos. had a crack at a bench press record, just couldn't quite get there.
So very safe opener that was for her, and now she's put some weight on there, 12.5 kilo jump, and she certainly looks good for it from my point of view.
Yeah, look,
She's come out refreshed in this deadlift session.
Yeah, she's currently sitting fourth in predicted totals and wants to put herself in a position where if Elvira makes a mistake, locks it at the top. It was slow, but she took it up there.
She certainly has a lot of heart, this woman.
And Elvira has put in a 2:49.5.
Oh, has she?
For her second lift.
Marvellous world record.
Catherine Zilbersen now from Germany, 190.
Yeah.
And there is just 2 kilos separating McCarthy and Stinn in the top 2 places. Neither of them can afford to make an error.
No more errors here. And Kelsey really, I thought, was potentially in a stronger position at this point in the competition.
Yeah, I mean, her bench press really cost her. She didn't get to make up anything in the bench. She got her opener.
Catherine.
Wow. That was looking very fast.
Very strong deadlifter. And good lifts. And Catherine is just staying in touch, but does she have enough on there to get amongst the medals? I'm not certain of that.
So Ria Stinn now, 207.5, and a really, really important lift here. Has to put this on the board, otherwise she's going to let that door swing wide open for McCarthy.
Yeah, and don't forget, we've got Marte Elverum to come. She is going to start to wind up as of now, because she has put a world record post attempt up there for the second lift. But first, Ria Stinn.
207.5 on the bar. She has been on fire today so far. Let's hope she can continue that through.
Oh, it's a great lift.
Has to put in a bit of work, but she gets it to the top, and it should be good, and it is. 3 white lights.
Business. There we go. She's coached by, she's programmed by her husband, Ryan. I believe she recently went over and did some work and has done some work with Blaine Sumner for her programming, actually.
Well, it certainly made a difference. Catherine Buck, 217.5. This young lady has got a huge, huge deadlift.
Oh, it's amazing. And as we said, she's only 66 kilos in body weight. She's a phenomenal deadlifter.
And that, realistically, that is a very, very light 72 kilo lifter. You know, a lot of the time in the weight classes, you try and sit up the top end of the weight.
There she goes.
Gets it to the top. That should be a good lift.
It's perfect.
And it is. 3 white lights on the board.
Having said that, she is really working hard here, and it's a pleasure to see somebody working so hard to get the most out of themselves at Worlds.
And here is Kelsey McCarthy, 217.5 on the bar. Needs to put this lift on, otherwise she lets the door swing open.
So Kelsey has really had to work hard, I think it's fair to say, today.
She has a 220 best deadlift, so this is getting pretty close to her personal best.
Yeah, to stay up the top.
And it's been a quick turnaround flight too.
Magnificent deadlift there.
Gets it to the top.
And
3 white lights. And she keeps that door just with a little hinge on it. Martha Elverum now, though, for a world record attempt at 249.5 kilograms.
It's really sensational. Marte has worked so hard on her deadlift for many, many years to build this up now. And she has her ups and downs, it's fair to say, at Europeans and other championships. and she puts a lot of pressure on herself, and she expects a lot.
Well, here it is for a world record attempt, 249.5 kilograms. And if she puts it on the board, she really does close the door for anyone to come through and steal the bronze.
And rightly so, the crowd are on their feet, and the funny hats are on their heads.
Well, you've got to have the funny hats. Elveron from Norway, and she is absolutely pumped for this lift.
The Norwegians are here.
249.5 on the bar. This is absolutely monstrous.
And she loves this. She gets pumped.
She gets it moving. And the bar just popped out a little bit there. She was a little bit too far forward. We'll probably see, if we get a replay, we'll be able to see the bar just come a little bit forward there.
She knew exactly what happened.
Yeah, she got a bit of a twist going.
Yep, and she knew precisely. She told the coach as she came off what just happened.
Well, she'll fix it the next time round, though. Emma Johansson, though, from Sweden with 150 on the bar.
Johansson has worked really well today to keep her mind in the championship and contend with disappointments and challenges. And it's pleasing to see her with a total. And she's going to be able to build on this next year.
Yeah, look, every athlete comes here with a different goal. I mean, every athlete, of course, wants to do the best. Everyone wants to be a world champion. But you know when you look at the nominations and you know by your numbers, okay, I'm not going to win the world championship, but this is my goal for this competition.
That's right.
For some, it's a personal best, it's a total. Everyone's got a different reason for being here. $150 kilograms on the bar, taking her time.
Oh, it moves well.
She
Yes.
gets it to the top. It should be a good lift. And it is. It's on the board at 150. And things are getting interesting. We said you would have to pull a world record to win this competition. And sure enough, McCarthy and Stinn are both going to have to try and pull world record totals.
Wow.
To try and win this event. Now remember, they have 2 changes they can make to their third deadlift. So McCarthy has put in a 225, Stinn's put in a 215. There's only 2 kilos between them.
Catherine now going for the 2 tons, the 200 kilos. And this would be wonderful to finish her morning of lifting off with 200 kilo deadlift.
It is that special number, isn't it? And this will be a personal best.
Yeah. And she really couldn't ask more of herself.
We talked about mythical numbers. 200
Yes.
deadlift is one of those mythical numbers.
Yeah.
It seems to take you forever to get there. Once you get there, you go past it at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Fantastic.
She has a great conventional deadlift.
And actually very strong through with
And
that.
there
And
it
she's
is.
delighted
That's what she
with
came
that.
for.
Look out. Dietmar gets taken out.
That's what she came for.
Dietmar's okay, I can report. He's on his feet again, and all's well.
So Dietmar Wolf is one of the long-time greatest coaches from Germany. Antonina Mashenko from the Ukraine, 202.5.
And this will be a total PB for her.
Yeah, adding a couple of kilos and a deadlift PB as well.
Yep, so
Great way to finish the comp.
I think she was very disappointed in the bench press.
Yeah, this is a nice way to finish off.
She would still get a PB on the total. And that's what we're building. Powerlifters build totals. Oh.
And it's just a little bit too much. You know, look, on any other day she might have got this, but this has been such a quick turnaround with this short flight that it's so hard to keep that energy up. But right now, Aurea Stinn pulling for a world total record, 215 kilograms. And Kelsey McCarthy is in a great position here with Aurea Stinn pulling first. whatever happens now, McCarthy can change her last attempt to whatever she needs to do to win this competition. But we have a personal best and a world record total attempt. This will give us 658.5. The previous total record 654.
So this just really goes to show how well developed Stin's all three of her disciplines are. For her to be making a charge on the total record with a deadlift that's actually quite a bit lighter than her other two competitors.
Yeah, look, and you'd really think that a world record total would guarantee you a gold medal.
Yes.
Not at this competition.
And that's the paradoxical thing here.
World record total, this competition might get you a place if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Rhea Stinn, 215 kilos for 68.5. She gets it to the top.
And she does fight for it, and she's got that, I'd say.
It should be a good lift. And it is. 3 white lights. So the next lifter is Catherine Buck with a monstrous 225 kilograms.
So Catherine is really a fantastic deadlifter, and we just want to see her develop that squat and that bench.
This is what I love about this sport. So she came in with a squat and a bench that wasn't really anywhere near the top 2 or 3.
That's right.
Her deadlift, her second attempt, currently has her sitting in second position, the silver medal for the deadlift.
Yeah.
She could walk away with a deadlift medal today.
Yes, she could medal in the deadlift. She won't medal in the total, but
so
she is.
This one will put her in temporarily into the gold medal position in the deadlifts.
Yeah, and this
with
is
2 lifters to come.
how incredibly strong. We can't underline that enough. How incredibly strong, relatively, she is in the deadlift. We haven't seen any weakness at all in the deadlift. Oh, she's working.
She's working hard for it. Can she get it back there?
She's got it back.
I think she's locked it out. It should be a good lift.
Gary.
And it is. It's a good lift at 225. She will take home a medal in the deadlift today.
Oh, just got goosebumps all over me now.
Wow.
That was sensational, because that literally was every last kilo she could lift. And that's what we want to see on the third attempt.
So she is sitting in second position for the deadlifts with 2 lifters to come. She's going to take home a medal in the deadlifts. But right now, Kelsey McCarthy, 225. This is for a world total record, but this is for the world championship. She has to get this lift to take home the gold medal, or Rhea Stinn goes home the world champion. It's all come down to one last lift, 225 kilograms. She has to put this on the board. She has been on fire. Her best lift is 220.
And one would think this is within her.
She is going to have to give it everything she's got.
And then she gets everything.
It's moving to the top. She's locked it out. This should be it. And it is. 3 white lights. She secures that gold medal position with Rhea Stinn in silver. And right now, our bronze medalist, Ilverum, pulling 249.5 for a world deadlift record. 249.5 kilograms. She just got all out of timing on a second attempt at this weight. Has she rectified it? Can she pull the 249.5?
So I'm just watching Rhea Stinn and Kelsey McCarthy. They hugged each other, congratulated each other there, and it's great sportsmanship. They really pushed each other. They used strategy. It was a fair fight. And I think it got more exciting than we thought it was going to be.
And Catherine Buck, with her 225, will take home the silver medal in the deadlift because she's the lighter lifter.
There we go.
249.5 on the bar for Norway. Mother Ilverum for a world record. She is your bronze medalist.
She is going to bring the house down with this, because entire Norway team and everyone is on their feet here.
That looks cleaner, but it's just gets the twist going again. It's a little bit too much, but she will go home with the bronze medal in the World Championships. So Kelsey McCarthy, your gold medal at 660.5 and a world total record. Rhea Stinn from Canada, 658.5 and the silver medal, and Elverum with the bronze medal. And of course, Buck from Denmark gets the silver medal in the deadlift. What an event. We said you'd have to pull a world record to win. She had to pull a world record to win.
She certainly did, and I never would have predicted it would have been that close for gold and silver there.
2 kilos.
And that it would have gone that way. That was a really interesting turn that happened during the bench press.
Well, McCarthy had to fight her way back after the bench press, and she did just that. Don't go too far away. We'll have the medal ceremony very shortly, and at 2 o'clock this afternoon, we will have the 105 kilo men, the big boys, come out to play.
The lifters are coming in. Gaston and Sigurd. Please. I'd like to have a presentation of the people who will hand over the medals. All the lifters will have a small memory from the World Championships here in Amsterdam. We got Mr. Gaston Ferras, the IPF President. Give him a round of applause. Together with the Vice President in the IPF, Sigurd Petersson from Iceland. So we're starting with medals in squat. Bronze medal goes to Ukrainian and Anatolia Marchenko, 240 kilo. Silver medal goes to Canada and Ria Steen, 257.5. And the gold medal goes to USA and Kelsey McCarthy on 265.5, the new world record in squat. Photos. Thank you. Spasiba. Thank you. And for the bench press, bronze medal goes to Ukraine and Antonina Marchenko, 170 kilo. Silver medal goes to USA and Kelsey McCarthy, also 170 kilo, but lighter body weight. And gold medal goes to Canada and Ria Steen on 186 kilo, the new world record in the bench press. Photos. Thank you. And for the deadlift, bronze medal goes to USA and Kelsey McCarthy, 225 kilo. Silver medal goes to Denmark and Katrine Bach, 225 kilo, lighter body weight. And the gold medal goes to Norway and Marte Elverum, 235. Photos. Thank you. And the total. Bronze medal goes to Norway, Marte Elverum, 612.5. Silver medal goes to Canada, Ria Steen on 658.5. That was a total world record for a couple of minutes. And the gold medal and world champion Kelsey McCarthy, USA, 660.5, new total world record. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand up for the national anthem of the United States of America?
Dear ladies and gentlemen, before you leaving, I'm kindly asking you to stay with us. Professor Lepons Benedict, one of our lifters, is presenting here a nutrition program. She has been at the Worlds, Soccer Worlds in Russia, where she presented that as well. She has a book. As she is a member of our entourage committee, it is very important for us to show also what the people in the entourage committee are working for. And so it would be really kind if you would stay here and see what she has worked out. So please stay here and support our meeting here. It's just a meeting about 20-30 minutes. Thank you very much. And a big hand here for the lifters.
All right, all lifters.